Greetings and welcome to Guild Wars 2 Weekly, your weekly source of Guild Wars 2 news and info. I'm your host, Fury, and in the headlines for the past week. ArenaNet put out the Guild Wars 2 Asset Kit. This kit is a collection of logos, concept arts, and screenshots. And it says here, if you are looking for official Guild Wars 2 visuals for your blog, fan site, website, magazine, publication, or project, these graphics are here for your use. So if any of those apply to you, be sure to check this out. But also, be sure to read the terms of use. Next up, we have a new non-playable race called the Quaggan. These are an intelligent, amphibious race that live mostly near fresh water. And honestly, they're kind of cute in their own strange way. Except for this guy, Yikers. That's all for the news, so now we move on to our lore feature. To continue the series about the 6 human gods, today we are talking about Grenth, the god of darkness, ice, and death. Necromancers learn early that the way to true power is by bowing down at the foot of the god of death and ice to pledge total, undying allegiance. The assassins of Cantha pay homage to Grenth and rarely take on a job unless a priest of Grenth places a blessing upon the task. Ritualists, who speak to and control the darker forces of the underworld, also draw strength from Grenth's teachings. When the world is at its darkest, fearful souls pray to him as a means of last resort. Worship of Grenth requires sacrifice. Any path to his hidden secrets tests the soul as much as it does the mind. His acolytes and cultists know that the veil between worlds is thin, but if they can pay a price of blood and souls, the bodies of the dead will rise up and wreak havoc in the world of the living. The faithful know that when they die, their souls will eventually pass to the mists, but they still pray to Grenth, so that he may ease their suffering along the way. Statues of Grenth depict a god with a body of a man and a narrow, skeletal head of a beast. Interior, there are often followers at his feet, grasping toward his open clawed hands, clamoring for the powers the unforgiving deity may feel so inclined to heap upon his subjects. The Canthan version of Grenth stands astride a small mountain of the dead, but in Canthan art the faces of those corpses are always averted from the god of death, as if in shame, to distinguish these enslaved dead from the living ancestor spirits. Throughout Alona, many of these statues have piles of bone and ivory beneath them, left as offerings by anonymous and fearful commoners. When life is difficult, zealous worshippers leave offerings of flesh and sinew, showing their devotion with fanatic displays of sacrifice. Grenth wasn't always the god of death, and it is unclear what Grenth was before he became a god. The previous god of death was Doom. That's D-H-U-U-M. Grenth overthrew Doom with the help of the 7 Reapers, and took control of the underworld. Doom couldn't be destroyed though, so Grenth forced Doom into a state of dormancy and locked him behind the enchanted doors of the Hall of Judgment. However, Doom's minions waged war in the underworld against Grenth, which eventually woke Doom up from his slumber, though he was placed back into dormancy once more. However, the true outcome of the war is still unknown. And here is a short excerpt from the scriptures of Grenth, as seen on the Guild Wars 2 wiki page. As always, feel free to read along. Came then Desmina, scorned and exiled by her people, and in her misery and wretchedness did Desmina curse the gods for abandoning all who, like her, admired power and ambition. And asketh she, where is the god to whom I may give my undying devotion? Where is the god to whom I may beg revenge against those who scorn me? And rumbled then the earth from far below, and with a terrible groan split open. The ground grew white with frost and ice, and from forth the frozen earth spilled the rotted skeletal minions of Grenth. Appeared then the god, and with bony hands outstretched welcomed the girl into his fold. Saith he, I am your god. Follow where I lead. Come whence I call, and the rotted corpses of the dead will be yours to control. and swearing allegiance in life and beyond, did Desmond thence become the god's first follower. That wraps things up for the day. I certainly hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to tune in 2 weeks, where we will have a good look at the Furious Char. I'm Zil Fury, and I'll see you then.